an above average student is generally ignored in the family, क्योंकि उनके पेरेंट्स की कहीं ना कहीं assume कर लेते हैं कि an above average student will do it herself or by himself. उनको इतनी support की ज़रूरत नहीं है.
Well, that pressure is sometimes very overwhelming and very exhausting. People expect me to do very well in my studies, but I feel like there is a bag I'm holding which has all the guilt and all the expectations my parents, my family, my friends hold from.
AI will replace human. So what is your take on that? To our podcast. Today we'll dive into the untold stories of above average students. A study shows that from the year 2019 to 2023, the suicidal attempts have been increased to 491 and have been increasing due to the academic pressure. So it shows that the high marks are very correlated to the esteem in the market of a student. So does that mean that a student is only credible and is able to live in a society happily when he or she scores good marks? For us, above average students are the ones who always score good marks. They are in the good books of the teachers. They also participate in the extracurricular activities. But what lies beneath that surface? What are the challenges and the high expectations they have to deal with? So today we have with us Dhriti, who will be telling us about those untold challenges and the strategies that can be adopted for coping with that challenges and score good marks. Please introduce yourself to our audience.
Hi all, I am Dhriti and I am doing secondary education from Bal Bharti Public School, Rohini. And thank you for having me here.
Okay, so Dhriti, please tell the audience that what are all those challenges that a high average student faces in examinations or by studying in the classroom?
The biggest challenge I have faced is of continuously performing well. That pressure is sometimes very overwhelming and very exhausting. People expect me to do very well in my studies, but I feel like there is a bag I'm holding which has all the guilt and all the expectations my parents, my family, my friends hold from me. That is kind of sometimes very terrible for me, but yes, motivation keeps me going on.
So it is generally said that an above average student is generally ignored in the family, क्योंकि उनके parents की कहीं ना कहीं assume कर लेते हैं कि an above average student will do it herself or by himself. उनको इतनी support की ज़रूरत नहीं है, while a low scoring student needs more attention. और कहीं ना कहीं वो वहाँ पे ज़्यादा अपनी अटेंशन देते हैं, टाइम देते हैं एज कम्पेयर टू अबव एवरेज स्टूडेंट. तो क्या ये सच है? डू यू फील द सेम इन योर फैमिली और इन स्कूल? कई बार टीचर्स भी जहाँ पे बच्चे कम स्कोर करते हैं उनको ज़्यादा बार बार क्वेश्चन पूछना और उनको ज़्यादा ध्यान देना उन पे, व्हाइल दे बिलीव दैट हाँ अगर आप बुक नहीं भी लाए तो इट्स फाइन बिकॉज यू विल डू इट, है ना? तो आपने कई बार ये फेस किया या यू हैव गॉटन गुड अटेंशन एंड सपोर्ट फ्रॉम योर फैमिली?
I think parents are the guiding light for us. For me, I have a brother who is a good scorer, but below me, I would say. So, मतलब उससे थोड़ी सी ज़्यादा attention I can say कि मिलती है because obviously he needs to do better.
Yes.
Even I agree with that somewhere or another he will do better, but उसे थोड़ी सी attention चाहिए. But that doesn't mean कि हमें नहीं चाहिए. We also need some attention and I would say कि मुझे मिलती है, but somewhere or another I am also a kid. I am also greedy. I want more attention. So I think attention here does not mean कि खाना खा लिया तुझे थोड़ा सा और टीवी देखने को मिल जाएगा, उससे नहीं मिलेगा. Not like that, but the guidance I will say कि उससे ज़्यादा बोल रहे कि बेटा तू ऐसे कर, you should do like this, you should study like that. हमें वो कम मिलती है because we already know that. हम लोगों को ये फीलिंग मतलब मम्मा या कोई भी हमें यही बोलेगा कि बेटा तू जैसे कर रही है तू सही कर रही है बिकॉज यू आर स्कोरिंग वेल. बट वी ऑल्सो नीड समटाइम्स सजेशंस कि हम आगे जाके क्या करें. सम एक्सपेक्टेशंस चलो है ही, बट some guidance also we need that.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think there should be equality in guidance.
We learn from Dhriti perspective here that students can take the support and the guidance from their parents in a very positive manner. We can see that Jyoti is very positive here. The parents are guiding light. They are not differentiating between the two siblings here. Ki the younger one is getting more attention while the elder one is getting neglected by the parents. No, that is not the truth. The truth here is students should believe that their parents are just guiding them and motivating them to perform better, and they should believe that younger one needs more attention, and they believe that the elder one is now prepared to actually work on the paths by themselves, and they're not being neglected here. Also, parents should create an environment in the house wherein the younger one and the elder one both should believe that it's okay not to be perfect, while the parents can also demonstrate that if we are not perfect, it's okay that you are not perfect. So it's a collaborative environment that the students and the parents should make in a house, and parents are guiding light, while the elder one in the house is trying to achieve the dreams, the guidance of the parents, and also support the younger one. So it's a collaborative environment, and overachievers should be positive rather than feeling neglected. So yes, Jyoti. So what are the coping strategies that you can suggest to students that you should not be taking those expectations in a negative manner but positive one?
I think that it's okay to not have it all figured out. It's okay not to be perfect.
Yes.
I think that we should, being as a student, also enjoy our lives. Me being in 12th, I also know that studying is not everything for me. Studying is not my whole life. There is more aspects of life. We should balance our academics and other aspects of life.
Okay.
So everyone in fact should know that studying is not everything. We need to enjoy our lives. We need to dance, we need to chill, we need to watch Netflix, we need to study also, but not every time. That's what I want to say. I think overachieving is good, but not everything in your life.
Okay. So while you enjoy life, what are the basically, matlab, if a student is an overachiever, right? So what's the difference between the life of an average student and above average student? Because they had to study a little bit harder, right? So while studying a little bit harder, how can one enjoy life? Can you please list that what are the hobbies that you engage yourself in that also makes you more creative, and also you can enjoy life? Because students need to learn that there are some activities that can actually make you creative and can actually help you in, because just going through reels is also enjoying, but that will not make you creative, and that will make you more lethargic, and you will not be able to focus on studies well. So I believe that there should be some difference in the activities that actually enjoyable and will make you creative, while there are some activities that maybe make you enjoy but are lethargic in nature. So from the perspective, we need to hear from the perspective of an above average student, that do you think that there are some differences, or the enjoyment activities can be the same, and how much time you involve yourself in studies? Please elaborate on
I
this.
thinking there should be a balance between those lethargic activities and good things like dancing, singing, or reading. I think every time it's not good to scroll reels. Not every time we should do that. मेरे हिसाब से like my mother also guides me कि अगर I am doing that for some time कि I am scrolling reels and all, she will stop me. I think parents also help in that. तो मुझे तो उधर से ही guidance मिला कि how to manage my time. Studying is important, but also indulging yourself in these things is also important. बट दैट डजंट मीन कि हम पूरे टाइम ही चिल कर रहे हैं. हमें थोड़ा सा एस्पेक्ट्स ऑफ लाइफ को भी साइड में रख के स्टडिंग पे भी ध्यान देना पड़ेगा, बट बैलेंस होना चाहिए कि हम पूरे टाइम स्टडी भी नहीं और पूरे टाइम ये सारी चीज़ें भी नहीं करनी. There should be a balance.
You are a good achiever in your exams, you score good marks. So what are the tips that you would like to give to other students so that they are also able to score good while enjoying life? Because that is also important. Like you said, that it's very important to create a balance. So how to score good while enjoying life?
I think the basic tip is to study from the starting of the academic session. Just in the starting, you can do like that. Ki if you are giving 2 hours of your day to studying, just give undivided attention to it.
Okay.
Do not do anything else in that period.
Okay.
Yes, it is important to do other things as well. Just make a timetable and implement it. Just not make it and leave it कि भैया बना लिया बाद में देखेंगे. ऐसा नहीं करना है, उसे implement करना है. And if you are doing other activities like dancing, singing, it is important to enjoy it as well. Like because dancing makes you fit, or rather than scrolling reels, you can do that. Or read some novels. It will help you learn more vocabulary. It's good to scroll reels as well, but not all the time. And also, if you are studying, give your all attention to it. Study for 2 hours a day. It's good. If you will do that from the starting, trust me, by the end of the session or by the end by your exams, you will be so good. You can achieve well just by studying 2 hours a day. You don't need to do RD, RS, कुछ भी नहीं. Bus study 2 hours and trust me, everyone can do this.
Okay. Okay. Like you mentioned in your previous answer that R.S. Agarwal and R.D. Sharma are the reference books that one can refer to. So you have given 10th board exams. There are just two major exams that happen every year, 10th and 12th. So you have given your 12th exams. So what is the message that you want to give to the students, that how important is to refer to these additional books while considering the NCERT book as the main focus of students? So how much attention they should attribute to these two books?
I think NCERT is the most important thing. It is the basic foundation we need. NCERT, most of the teachers say that NCERT is what we mostly need, and yes, that's true somewhere. We also need somewhere or the another. We do need reference books. Like in both, 80% come from NCERT, but somewhere or another 20 or 10% comes from reference books as well. Okay. So yes, there is a big need, not big, but yes, somewhere need to use reference books, but not much that you are giving all your time to reference books, but not NCERT. NCERT is very important.
Okay. So what does the teachers say about this? Do they say that we should focus on reference books, or their entire focus is on NCERT?
Most of the teachers say that practice from reference book, but give most of your 90% of your time to NCERT.
Okay.
NCERT का हर शब्द अच्छे से read करके जाना चाहिए. That's what they say. Okay. Because it is important. अगर आप history या कोई और कुछ भी subject देखोगे, except maths, so most of the questions can be made from 1-liners as well.
Okay.
So it is important to read it.
So it is very important to students to focus on NCERT for building up their concepts, while they should also practice from additional books.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have taken your interest in ECM field. Now you'll be entering into IT field after 12th. So the AI concept is really in these days. AI, they are saying that AI will replace human. So what is your take on that? Are you well versed with that concept that AI is basically a superficial power that will overcome the human effort needed in the human activities that were earlier basically were done by human? So what is your take on this?
I think that humans made AI. So humans can never do this, that AI can take all of their jobs. Humans also need the money. If AI takes all the jobs, what will humans do? While humans are the one, they are making AI. So this is my take, that not all the jobs can be taken by AI.
Okay.
Our school, most of the schools are initiating prompt designing things and all. So yeah, we are learning how to use AI, which is difficult. If we are the one who are using AI, how can AI take our jobs? So yes, somewhere the another, it might take a bit of our jobs, but not all. Never.
Never all.
This is my take.
Okay.
बाकी जो होता है वो होता है.
Okay, so what is your preferred career?
My preferred career is in science technology, like space scientist types.
Okay, very nice. So, are you using AI in doing your homework these days, or do teachers also promote students to take help of AI in doing their homeworks or assignments, or they don't?
Yes, I do use AI for certain tasks and things, obviously. But yes, I think मेरे पास as I have tutor for science, maths. So when I cannot ask certain doubts from them because I am at home or I cannot call them, I use AI for certain tutoring things.
Okay.
And not every question can be asked from YouTube or Google. So yes, AI, I think it is a very great thing for us to have AI. It can help us like a lot if we use it in a good way. It all depends on us how we use it.
Okay.
On in our studying aspect,
Okay.
how we use it for good tasks like asking doubts
Okay.
or revising the concepts and all.
Okay.
Yes, I do use AI for certain tasks. So I would say.
So here we can learn from Dhriti that AI, if used in a good manner, can help a student in achieving good marks. You can relearn a concept from AI. You can ask some questions from AI. You can refer to AI as a virtual teacher for yourself. When you don't have your teacher around or don't have a tutor for any subject, AI can be a virtual teacher for you in that case. So, Dhriti, while I understand that you are a good student, while we refer to studies, it says that there is a social cost associated with being a high achiever or a good student, because peers and friends generally distinguish basically different. You're different from them. They refer to you as a Kitabi Kira and basically a teacher favorite, है ना? So they sometimes a high achiever does not get that much friends in real life. Is that true? Do you have faced that?
Touch wood, I have not faced anything like that.
Okay.
My friend group is really supportive towards me, and it's like we don't really study when we are together.
Okay.
We enjoy.
Okay.
We do many things. We play games, we dance,
Okay.
we sing.
Okay.
So people do understand that a kitabi kida type bacha is not all they know. It's like they can also do some other things. They are not introvert. Not every kitabi kida is introvert.
Oh,
They can be extrovert too. They can also enjoy their life.
Yes.
My friends understand me. They know me. Ki yes, she knows, Dhriti knows how to enjoy her life or how to make fun of other things.
Okay.
So yeah.
So here we can learn that you're a very positive and an extrovert person. While I believe that when a good student is an introvert, they might face different challenges. Also, there are some students in class who don't score that much good marks, and that are the only people who actually they want to score good. They even do hard work for that, but somewhere they score less marks, and that actually contributes to the increasing societal rates that I mentioned in the beginning. So, what are your take on that? Because I believe that peer and friends can also help in reducing those societal rates by supporting those students who are getting discouraged for not scoring good marks. So, what are your take on it? If you find any such student in your class, how will you support them?
I have not faced it yet, but if I find someone, I would probably help them in their studies. We can do calls or do something. He or she can ask their doubts from me, and I would really like to help them. I would love to help them because as we help others, our knowledge also increases. I believe in that. So yeah, अगर मुझसे कोई बोलेगा कि Dhriti, I have doubt in something, I would be happy to help.
Okay.
and if my friend asked that, I would be genuinely कि मैं उन्हें प्रॉपर समझा दूंगी, इवन इतना कि उन्हें चाहिए भी ना हो, दैट दे डोंट नीड इतना, बट आई वुड प्रॉपरली हेल्प देम. आई वोंट माइंड कि उनको मुझसे ज़्यादा समझ आ जाएगा और दे कैन स्कोर बेटर दैन मी. तो आई थिंक कि अगर ऐसा कोई बिलीव करता है कि ओवर अचीवर्स और गुड स्कोरर्स बिलीव दैट कि नहीं हम हेल्प नहीं करेंगे एंड ऑल, दैट्स सो रॉन्ग. जेन्युइनली वी आर हैप्पी टू हेल्प अदर्स.
Very nice. So, what is your message to the students who feel discouraged and attempt suicides or are dealing with mental health issues because of just of the fact that they are not able to get good marks, or they have suddenly not gotten good marks? They used to get good marks and are now not scoring good marks. What will be your advice to them or message to them?
I think you guys can do well in future. Don't believe that you cannot do anything. That's not true. Everyone, if try, can do whatever they want to achieve. Whatever they want in life, just take it in a positive way, and trust me, in the end you will do it. Nothing matters in the end when you will be just ahead in your destination. So yeah, that's what I would like to say.
Also, marks are not just the indication of what you will get in future. Marks are not just the thing. There are other things as well. Your soft skills, how you communicate to others, also how well you are good with your skills. It's very important for students to focus on being fit and maintain their mental health and keep thriving to achieve good academic results, and not discourage themselves by once or twice achieving less marks in exams, because marks are not a definition for successful career.